Hi everybody, Sarah here with the Big Blue House Homestead. Today's going to be a busy day for me because I walked through the garden this morning and I am like exploding with beans. So I got to get out and start picking some beans today. I'm talking about a lot of beans. So I went ahead and I gathered a bunch of baskets. I've got 3 wicker basket, and then my big harvest basket. And we're going to go out and we're going to harvest from the garden today. A lot of stuff going on. I saw some big zucchinis, and I've got some squash and peppers, and I picked banana peppers already. I ended up getting about a pound, almost 2 pounds worth of banana peppers yesterday, and I'm getting that almost average daily, so that's pretty good. But today it's mainly focused on beans, so we're gonna head down to the garden and we're gonna go get beans today. And I have Blue Lake, Tender Green, and Romano, and the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So 4 types. That's why I tried to keep 4 baskets so I can keep them kind of separated, and I'm going to see which one's producing the best. That way next year I know which ones to plant and I can move forward with that. I've been picking noodle beans, got tons of those, so I'm getting ready to share a recipe on those today. But not too many going on in the garden because I've already picked them. There's just, little small ones. So we're not going to worry about those, but we are going to focus on the other stuff, and I got a good surprise. So let's head down to the garden. Can you see that? I got ripe tomatoes. Now these are the little currant ones, but that means my tomatoes are starting. And check them out. My first real true ripening tomato. So I'm going to leave it till the end of the day. I like to pick my tomatoes at the end of the day because they get a lot more sugars in them and they turn out sweeter. But yeah, it's a red tomato. And I've got another one right over here starting. See that one? So yeah, I've got about a week and I'm going to be overloaded with tomatoes. All right. I ate those 2 little tiny tomatoes. They were so good. But look at all these beans. It's just covered everywhere. So we're going to start with these Kentucky Wonders and get these picked. All right, these are the tender green beans. I don't have a ton that are ready, but you can see I do have some that are. And then I have a lot going on. So I just have to come through and pick the ones that are ready now, and then I'll focus on the rest of the plants tomorrow because there's going to be a lot of beans. I just picked this entire basket full of Kentucky Wonders. So we're going to work on tender greens and then move down to the Blue Lakes and the Romanos. Okay, this is definitely going to be the hardest. You can see how weedy it is, but I'm telling you, look at this. Just handfuls of beans everywhere. I mean, there's 3 right away and still more on this plant. Now the tender greens didn't do as well as I expected. I actually was quite disappointed. I just got a very small little basket. The Blue Lakes aren't producing yet. So I'm just gonna pick these and see how many we get from here. All right. That's just the beginning. I would say Romano beans are the win. It's one with the handle up. Yeah, that's a ton of beans. But yeah, just the beginning. Some are just starting. Blue Lakes aren't doing that great. They've got little tiny beans, but not full size yet. And I'm gonna give myself 3-4 more days, and then I'm gonna be out here overwhelmed, seriously. Okay, so I'm taking a break. This is the South. This is hot and humid. See how wet my shirt is? I mean, I could just use a rag and I could probably soak the desert with what I'm pouring now. But I'm gonna take a break. I'm sending Emma out to finish picking. I got a ton of stuff inside already. Just one of those busy days in the garden. Like I said, busy day. So we're gonna keep picking and then I'll show you guys the harvest at the end, okay? Okay, so I'm inside. I've gotten everything washed and ready. Seriously, a lot of stuff here. This is just a daily pick, and just think about it. This is just the beginning for me. Things are just starting to produce. Squash is doing its normal thing. Cucumbers are doing its normal thing, but everything else is just beginning. So it's a lot here, a lot of stuff, and I'm itchy because I'm sweaty, and The humidity in the south and the heat is absolutely overwhelming. I have got to tell you that 1,000 times over, because if you have never visited the south, you do not know what is going on down here. It literally is Hades opened up on a daily basis. Awful, nasty, humid, hot weather. But you got to get out and you work. You got to get out and get your stuff done. I mean, honestly, if I wouldn't have picked today, all of this would have gone really bad, because we got some rain yesterday. And so I got some big zucchinis. Now they're fully edible because they didn't round out, which means they didn't produce as much seed yet, but they're nice and long. If I wanted to come out today and pick this stuff, it would have been a waste. I would have lost all this produce, and when you see how much I've got, you'll be like, yeah, I understand. You got to battle the heat just to get the produce in. So let me show you what we're working with today. I picked those bananas in the back, banana peppers. I picked those yesterday. Still got new potatoes and some basil. Got a lot. I've already dried a ton of basil, given basil out. But this first section is the Romano beans. Very nice. Lots of good beans. And there in the middle is the tender greens. And then there's all the Kentucky Wonders. And then I did get my first sugar baby watermelon. Nice large amount of kale. Zucchinis, squashes, cucumbers. 3 ears of corn. That's from the corn that overwintered. The tassels had already died back, and there was no sense in leaving it because it's just going to get worm eaten. So I got 3 ears of corn, just a handful of okra like usual, a couple of these golden zucchinis, some more banana peppers, some more jalapenos, and then those 2 little tiny poblanos. Let me tell you about that. Okay, so I told you I sent Emma out to finish picking because I had just had enough for the day. And when I sent her out there, I told her, go pick the rest of the okra on that side of the garden, the jalapenos, the rest of the squash, and if you see more banana peppers, that's fine. And then that watermelon and whatever else you can find. And she was like, oh, okay. Glad I sat down on the porch for a minute. Brian was working on the pool. I sat there to talk to him for a second before I came in to cool off 100%. And as I look, she's starting to pick jalapenos. No, those are my poblanos. So I screamed across the yard, what are you doing? I'm picking jalapenos. Those aren't jalapenos. Oh, well, I only picked 2. So I have 2 very small poblanos. I'll probably just, slice those up and chop them up and add them to something as like, maybe Mexican scrambled eggs or something like that for myself. But I don't want to waste them. But if you didn't know, poblanos are supposed to get really large. Huge peppers. No, giant peppers. Really long. So, yeah, picking them that early, they're not so great. But you want the really big ones because you want to be able to stuff them. You also want to make them turn red so you can do all that fancy stuff later. Anyway, I saved the poblanos. Yay. Oh, so guys, again, like I said, it's just a hot and humid day. And now I have all of that produce to work on. And I still have an entire counter full over there. And this begins the long, hard canning process. This is where on a daily basis, my water bath canner will be on the stove and my pressure canner will be beside it. And I will just be pumping in things to jars constant all day. Not only that, but I do a lot of freezing and we do tons of fresh eating. Trust me, I do a lot of fresh eating in the house. I mean, we slice up summer squash and snack on them like cucumbers. Most people eat cucumbers that way. We just eat summer squash that way. So we eat a lot of fresh. But yeah, definitely got to get all this stuff processed because I'm not going to waste this at all. Not one bit. Okay, and I mentioned earlier I've been picking noodle beans. So I've got 2 little bags here. I'm going to go ahead and probably cook those up here. If not tonight, I'll do them tomorrow for lunch. But we'll share a recipe on how to cook noodle beans. A lot of people don't know. And I'll show you if you've never seen a noodle bean. That's why they're called noodle beans. They're humongous long beans. And they do not taste like a green bean. They do not cook like a green bean. It's totally different because they do not like to be boiled. They like to be sauteed only. Otherwise, they turn very spongy and kind of nasty. So, yeah, I'll share that video later. But anyway, it's only 2 o'clock and I have an entire day ahead of me processing all of this stuff. I've got to make pickles, got to make relish, I've got to make banana peppers, pickled jalapenos. I've got to process the kale. I've got to can some green beans. I've got to can some more squash. I've got to freeze some more squash. Blah, 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 all over and over again. Lots of work. So if I feel like I'm a little under, it's because I'm done. It's a lot of work, guys, and it's just a ton to do. So, yeah. So, tons of stuff to do. So, I'm going to get to work, and we will share later how to start doing a lot of this. Like I said, it's just the beginning of the garden. When I start getting like ginormous amounts, then that's where I need to start sharing how to preserve them and how to use them and cook them and store them and all of that good stuff. So thank you guys for stopping by. Like I said, I'm sorry if I feel a little bit down, but it's a hot day and I'm already worn out. But please, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, show me that you like the video, leave comments below. I try to answer at least every other day. Because of the way my internet works here, it just takes a little bit longer, but I do try to respond to all of my comments. So yeah, just let me know what you're thinking. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.